Um, okay. If somebody still joins, then they can join along the way. Let's get started with those who are already here. Um, so, welcome to this information session on the Politics and Governance in the Digital Age MA program. My name is Martin Mölder, and I am the program manager for this program, and I would like to just say a few words here about the logic and the structure of the program, what's it all about, what our typical students are, and then my co-panelist Evelyn, who is the marketing and communications specialist at our institute, she will say a few words about what we do in the institute in general, in addition to teaching and learning. And then we will have questions and answers. Like in the meantime, if you have any questions, type them in the Q&A section of this webinar, and then we'll go through them as they arise. But okay, so the Politics and Governance in the Digital Age MA program at the Johann Schutte Institute of Political Studies. Well, let me first say a few words about the institute in general. So it bears the name of Johann Schutte, who was one of the founders of the University of Tartu in the 17th century, and he was an advisor to the King of Sweden. And up to this day, there is a foundation in the University of Uppsala which issues the so-called Johann Schutte Prize, which is like let's say a Nobel Prize in political science. Famous political scientists like Robert Dahl and Pippa Norris and Francis Fukuyama have received that prize. So the fact that our institute has the name of Johann Schutte is not some kind of an obscure accident. He is very much connected to the history of our university and to political science in general as well. Now, what is our program about? So the MA program, Politics and Governance in the Digital Age, is a general political science MA program. So it's intended for everybody who is interested in political science. We don't presume any background in political science on the previous level of study, so in your BA studies. What we presume is that you have a bachelor's degree and that you have a good knowledge of English, because the program and everything we do and read and write, it is in English. Our typical students come across the board. So we have students starting from Latin America, ending up with China, and from all the countries in between. What ties all of them together, or what is common to all of them, is that they're interested in politics. They are motivated quite often to improve something in the political lives of their countries or in the societies that they live in. Quite a lot of them are politically active. And quite a lot also come to study in Tartu and in our program because they are interested in the region and because they are interested in Estonia, and in particular because they are also interested in how the Estonian digital government and e-democracy works, because Estonia in the world is one of the leaders in that respect. Now, the content of the program, as I said, it's a political science program which kind of tries to tackle, on the one hand, how to teach political science in general, and on the other hand, how to teach it so that it's relevant in a contemporary context. And the way that we've tried to combine this is that our program has, let's say, three strands or directions. So on the one hand, we teach political science classics, and this involves political theory as well as basics of how party systems and electoral systems work. Then the second strand is that we try to kind of give a good understanding of how the public sector functions and an understanding of how governance works and also how e-governance works. And then the third aspect, which I to some extent already mentioned, is digital governance. So we have courses which which focus on, for example, e-voting and how government e-services are structured and built up and provided. And we want this program, let's say, to provide a solid education for anybody who is interested in working in the public sector or who is interested in working in the third sector. But of course, alumni from our program, they work all across the board. So quite many are journalists, many are in politics, many are in government institutions, EU institutions. So very diverse kind of background for our alumni. Now, the structure of the program is fairly simple. It's a 2-year MA program, 120 ECTS credit points. And the program is built up around a few fundamental modules, which are kind of groups of courses that we offer. And the very primary module is about research design and research methods. So it is, let's say, an academic program. We teach you how to think and how to work scientifically, how to build up a good scientific analytical skill set. So we offer both a course in general social science research design, as well as qualitative and quantitative research methods. Then after that, we offer kind of a module of core courses of political science, which covers these three directions that I mentioned. So classical political science, public governance, and digital governance and e-democracy. And then after that, there is a specialization module which offers further more specific specialized courses which help you to expand your skill set in any of these three areas. You can choose further courses in methods, further courses in e-government and related aspects, and further courses in political science or governance. And then at the end of the curriculum, you have to write an MA thesis. This is concentrated in the very last semester of your studies, and it more or less presumes that the whole of the last semester is devoted to that. The MA thesis, it's an empirical analysis of a problem that you can freely choose in cooperation with your supervisor. Its length, let's say, is about, 50 to 80 pages. We offer also the possibility to spend the semester abroad. Our institute has a wide range of exchange contracts with universities all over Europe, so you can easily choose a semester in some other European university that you can use or go to. And if you are willing to extend your studies, then in principle, it would also be possible to be 2 semesters abroad. Now, I hope you're more or less familiar already with the admissions procedure. I'll just say a few things about that as well. So the application period is open until the 15th of March. Who is accepted to the program will be known by the end of April. As I said, basically the only requirements that there are for this program is a BA degree and a knowledge of English. And for the application, you have to also provide a motivation letter, which will be the basis for an interview that we conduct with applicants. And in the motivation letter and in the interview, we first and foremost want to talk with you about, let's say, your interest in political science in general, what concerns you, what do you want to study, how you see our program contributing to your studies. And all in all, we have 17 places in the program, and there are in total also 10 tuition waivers available, which means 10 free study places. 5 are for people from within the EU, and 5 are for people from outside. And actually, well, this is more or less everything that I wanted to say now. So Evelyn, if you can hear me, uh, uh, maybe not. She's still in. Here she is. Hello, Evelyn. So
Yes, hello.
I give the floor now to you. Maybe you can say a few words about what we do in the Institute in addition to studying.
Yes, hello. I hope you can also hear me. Apart from what Martin just shared about the study part of this program, we have also quite a wide range of so-called extracurricular activities. We have many open lectures from people who participate in daily policy making. And also, what we also have is that we have this legendary Kärik Autumn School, where we have invited all Estonian active prime ministers to talk without any cameras, without any photos, just talk how things actually are, how politics is actually made. And also, there is also a wide range of different study trips and internships. For the internships, we have contracts to ministries, foreign ambassadors, embassies, and you can also choose freely where to go. There is also a place for it. You can just stay, take an Erasmus trip for your internship. So really loads of interesting things to do apart from the studies. And also the study group itself is very diverse, as Martin said. People from different countries, different backgrounds, and also you have quite many lectures with our international relations students. And yes, that's pretty much it.
Okay, maybe somebody will have additional questions. So if you can stick around, Evelyn, for a bit. There are some questions that I see now in the Q&A. Let's go through them. So if you go abroad, yes, you can transfer your credits back to Tartu. And therefore you don't have to collect all the ECTS at the University of Tartu. The only, let's say, condition is that the credits that you take elsewhere somehow have to be, let's say, a substitute for the courses that there are in your curriculum. So there has to be, let's say, some kind of a match. So you can, let's say, substitute something that you otherwise would have taken in Tartu with something that you take somewhere else. So a syllabus, let me see if I can share a link here. So I'm posting, okay, now the question also disappeared. It's under answered. Sorry, the system is unfamiliar to me. So I posted the link there, and if you go in this webinar, there should be in the bottom a section called resources, and there's a section there called links, and there's a link there called more info. So if you click on that link, you can go to a general web page from the university which describes this program, and this web page also has a section called courses, and there you can see in detail how the curriculum as it currently is looks like. And there it has kind of an interface to our study information system, and you can go there and explore all the courses that we have in our curriculum. I can also maybe maybe I cannot share my screen here. But anyway, I hope you received the link. I hope you can see it, and you can use that to have a look at in detail what courses there are. So, are there any other questions? I'm gonna give you a second. If you don't have questions now, I mean, you can always, if you have, maybe there is. I see. Can I change the thesis topic later if I study and find something more interesting than what I write in the motivation letter? Of course, the motivation letter does not kind of commit you to anything. The whole structure of the program is built around helping you to develop an idea which you want to write about in the end. And what you begin with doesn't determine what you end up with. And we have kind of integrated this into the structure of the program in the sense that in your third semester of studies, you need to have some kind of a more or less final idea about what you want to write or research. You have to prepare a research plan, so to say, a prospectus for your thesis, which we kind of then review and which you defend and we approve. And then you kind of start writing your final thesis. But even then, things are always subject to change and in cooperation with your supervisor, the final thesis can even then, change a bit. So it's a very, let's say, not a completely fluid process, but it's an evolutionary process. This coming up with an idea that you want to study. Okay, and Daria asks, I was at the University of Tartu as an exchange student, Erasmus student, and took several of your programs, for example, political theory and ethics and elections and political behavior. When I successfully pass the selection and start studying in your program, will I need to retake these subjects? I'm not completely sure. But maybe not. But I cannot give you a final answer here. I'm not, let's say, familiar up to the finest level of details how such things are formally organized and what are the restrictions here and whatnot. I mean, off the top of my head, I would say that maybe not, or maybe we can kind of work something out. But ultimately, yeah, I mean, I would probably need to consult with our academic affairs specialist to kind of definitely know how this would work. But if you're, let's say, if you definitely want to get an answer to this during your application process, then you can write to me an email. I'll write my email address here. You can send me an email about this, and I will, and we will figure out what the situation with such subjects is.
What I can also add from my side is that all the teaching staff in Schutte Institute is really here to help you, to guide you further, to help you succeed better. So these questions are more than welcome to all our study affairs specialists, and they will find a solution. So I really encourage you to write and ask these questions.
And even if you have them, let's say, during the application process, you can always write to me if you have any questions about the program. I'll write my email in the general chat here as well. I'm always available for answering questions related to the program. All right. Are there any other questions here?
And one more thing is that when you, during your studies, there is also possibility to work with we have several research groups, like one of them is Center of IT impact studies, for example. And you can also start doing several projects with them. So all our projects are more than open to our students. And there is also loads you can do addition to your studies.
Okay, a few more moments for questions, if there are any. And well, if not, then well, I wish you luck with your application process. I hope you find the best suitable curriculum for you. Again, I want to stress, if you have any questions about this particular program, you can always reach out to me. You can find my email address here in the chat, or if you go to the Schutte website, my name was Martin Mölder, you can always find my contact from there. My email address also is martin.molder@ut.ee. So please feel free to reach out and contact me if you have any further questions.
Yes, and you will also find this academic affairs specialist. Her contact is also on the program page. You scroll to the bottom of it, you will find it. And we are more than welcome to answer all the questions you may have.
All right, then thank you for everybody, to everybody for attending. And well, I hope to see you then at the admissions interviews.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.